that?
Yes, that seems even worse.
Oh,
How about
I
the bottom
think
of your machine? Is there any loose down there?
I think it... Oh,
yes,
definitely.
There
Look
certainly
at
is.
all that.
Well, now, I have a suggestion. Why don't we all go and take a look at the towels that are coming out of the Westinghouse laundromat? Now, you ladies have all seen with your very own eyes just how much sand each of these center post agitator machines left in the towels. Mrs. Grantham, let's have a look at your towels, may we?
Oh, they look wonderful.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at how lovely and
Isn't
white
that beautiful and clean?
Beautiful.
And another one just as clean.
Isn't that wonderful?
Each one, there's not a grain of sand.
Isn't that wonderful? Look at that.
I must say I'm very impressed myself.
They are.
They all look simply wonderful. Well, now, Mrs. Grantham, I have a clean cloth here. I wonder if you would just wipe out the inside of the laundromat.
One more.
Look at that. Not a trace of sand. Well, now, ladies, you've all watched this test. We've all seen it right from beginning to end together, and you know it was completely fair and impartial, and I think I can see that you're pretty impressed with our laundromat.
Very much so.
I want to thank each of you so much for coming with us tonight.
Good night, you. Good night, Betty.
Good night. And as for you ladies at home, if you're in the market for an automatic washer, I'd like to suggest that you go to your Westinghouse dealer and ask him to let you see this dramatic sand test yourself. I'm sure you'll agree that the new Westinghouse laundromat with the revolving agitator will wash and rinse your clothes much better than old-fashioned center post agitator washers. And for the best in laundry equipment or any appliance, remember, you can be sure if it's Westinghouse.
As every mother knows, and fathers too, youngsters grow up much too fast. That's why every family needs a Kodak Instamatic movie camera. The camera that's so easy to load and so easy to use. Outdoors or in, even a busy mother can do it. It takes the brightest, sharpest home movies ever. Like these Super 8 movies actually taken with an Instamatic movie camera and projected with a Kodak Instamatic projector. Right now, with Christmas close at hand, we'd like to remind fathers everywhere there's no finer gift for any wife this Christmas than a Kodak Instamatic movie camera all her own. It costs less than $40 and can save the joy of Christmas and happy months to come.
Bad shape. He barely made it. I took one look. It was our old friends, Dirty Sludge, Sticky Valves, Gummy Rings, Blackie Carbon. Only one thing to do. I called for Bardol. 10:43, Bardol arrived. He went right to work. Poured 1 quart of Bardol in the crankcase, fed 1 pint of Bardol through the carburetor intake, added 4 ounces of Bardol top oil to the gas tank. At 10:45, we had him on the run. Bardol had done it again. At 10:47, Bardol turned to me and said,
"New customer?
"Yeah."
He'll be back."
This is a C-124, the largest transport plane in the Air Force. It's no picnic flying a payload over country like this. And when ice fog moves in over those mountains, then you're heading for trouble. Enter GCA, Ground Control Approach, the eyes of the Air Force, guiding planes to safety in bad weather situations. Every precaution is taken, including an emergency standby generator. Oh, ice fog's really socking in now.
51054, I have you in radar contact. Ceiling is 0. Visibility 1/16 of a mile with ice fog, over.
Roger, understand the weather. The ice fog up here is pretty bad. Let's make it good the first time, over.
Perform your final cockpit check. Your gear down and locked, over.
Roger, cockpit check completed. Gear down and locked, 5-4.
Roger, 51054, your pilot controller.
This is what the boys in the Arctic call a hairy situation. Our C-124 is flying totally blind through a treacherous ice-fogged mountain range. completely dependent upon GCA for its safe landing.
Roger, your heading is 235. You're correcting over to the on-course nicely. Your heading is 235. Now right, 3 degrees, heading 238.
Stand by. Power failure. All contact with plane lost. The switch is turned on. The standby emergency generator, dependent on battery power, springs into instant action. The life-saving signal is resumed.
5 miles east of the field. Continue heading 240 at 2,000 over.
Roger, nice approach going tower frequency.
Your heading is 238. You're now over touchdown point. Take over. Complete your landing. Roger.
We're home. Another Air Force mission accomplished. No sweat, thanks to GCA. Once the C-124 is safely down, the ground crew rolls out to greet her. Tractors, tow trucks, forklifts, and tankers, all dependent on battery power, gather around the giant bird to unload and service her. Fresh power, dependable power is needed here. Absolutely fresh power, like the Delco dry charge battery. None of its vital power can waste away because this battery comes bone dry. Only when fluid is added does a Delco dry charge battery come to life. Ready for fast starts, dependable performance anywhere, under all conditions. When it's time to replace, make sure you get all the power you paid for. Power that can't get old before it's sold. Delco Dry Charge Battery, made by the Delco Remy division of General Motors. Delco, available through the United Motors system and its independent dealers and distributors.
It's a great new gas plant, Power Fuel, Speedway 79, Power Fuel, the N2 gas fuel, and surpassing Speedway Power Fuel. The gas tank's connected to the gas line, the gas line's connected to the fuel pump, the fuel pump's connected to the carburetor, and you get more power from Power Fuel. Carburetor's connected to the intake valves, valves are connected to the cylinder head connected to the cylinder, and you get more mileage from Power Fuel. The cylinder's connected to the piston's connected to the spark plug's connected with the gasoline, and you run much smoother on Power Fuel. Speedway 79, Power Fuel, higher octane, Power Fuel. Everybody's raving about Power Fuel, Speedway 79. So get yourself connected with Speedway 79.
Fill her up with SO Extra gasoline. The gasoline that stops cool weather stalling. Fill up with SO Extra and go!
When new Chevron Supreme gasoline burst on the scene, the American motorist greeted it with rare enthusiasm and exuberance. He digested each amazing fact, gave his undivided attention to each communique. He learned that new Chevron Supreme is a super premium fuel that will deliver all the mileage, all the better performance built into his car. He was drawn irresistibly to the Calso station. Without hesitation, he said, "Fill her up." And from that moment on, an indivisible bond was formed between the American motorist and this great super premium gasoline. Try Chevron Supreme, a super octane fuel for today's horsepower.
You know, this stuff is great. They ought to advertise it. This
is a story of an industry in action.
Gonna take me a press, gonna take me some steel, gonna take my two hands and build an automobile.
How many dreams can you shape in a minute, an hour? Ask the people of Dodge.
Put in a rivet and a welded and a look alive. Wait till you see this baby drive.
What makes an engine go? Is it stock and steel and copper tubing, or infinite care and experience with men and women working together to bring metals alive?
Turn her out, Henry! Turn her out, Joe! We'll put her together and then watch her go!
Heads up, she's coming down. 2 months.